Hey guys, Steve here. So the legendary hero Erina has finally released in KR server on yesterday. So today we briefly talk about her based on my first impressions. So basically she's the defense party buff hero who uses a sword and shield that does both melee and range damage on her default attack. If a hero that has HP or defense party buff is always a good thing because it's a good universal party buff that can be used in both melee and range team. If you look at her skill, she also has a secondary skill button which is Shield Bash that will grant her 50% shield upon inflicting the shield damage on her enemies, which is pretty nice. This pretty much means that the more damage she does with the skill, the thicker the shield that she will likely get in return. So in most of the cases, she'll do about 14 to 15k damage with the Shield Bash, which means she'll get about 7 to 7.5k shield in return, which will be able to block at least 1 to 2 hits from the enemy's attack, depends on the hero that you are facing. Besides, her Shield Bash also has a pretty short cooldown, about 7 seconds, and you can pretty much use the skill total up to 4 times in a match to be able to negate a few hits from the enemies. While come to the weapon skill part, personally I'm not that impressed with her weapon skill because you need to stay up close to your enemies in order to land the weapon skill, and it will most likely take 3 to 4 skill in order to chain the enemies. And the way how she uses her weapon skill is quite similar to the Holy Sword, which is one of the weapons that you can buy from the Amazon shop. So overall, this is definitely not the type of hero that you can rely on the chain skill to take down your enemies, but rather it's more like a right click hero who need a bit stats in order to out tank and out damage the enemies with the default attack. Although her weapon skill makes her look kinda bad, but her special skill is super good and somewhat cover up her weakness and makes her extremely strong and tanky. The slightly increase in resistance to ailment simply means that she will not get chained easily, not even FP could chain her in one skill if you just stand there and eat the whole skill. Besides, she also get a 30% defense buff every time when she hit the enemies. So in case she get chained by the enemies, your enemies also won't be able to kill this unit because she has 2 defense buff on her while being chained. Not to mention that she also can self-attack buff every time when she hit the enemies, and this will allow her to do good damage as well. So overall, I would say she's very strong and pretty worth to summon because you can counter almost all meta heroes, especially for the FP, MK, Sohi, Scintilla, but except for the Lilith or maybe Meryl. But one thing about Erina is that she is a stat dependent hero, whereas you need massive stat in order for her to do good damage on the default attack, so you kinda need to build her with some more attack as well. I feel that she's more like the combination of FP and Ogma because she can do good damage like FP default attack, while her tankiness is somewhat similar to Ogma or maybe even better. So she pretty much looks like a second version of FP who can do good damage while being super tanky at the same time. Although she is very strong to be able to counter FP or MK, but still she'll get hard countered by Lilith due to the armor break and also elemental disadvantage. The only way I can see Erina winning against Lilith will be using Earth Necklace, because I don't think Lilith will be able to kill Erina without the armor break even if you can chain on her. So that's all for today's video, and I hope you guys enjoy watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!